Well, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox Chair, on the panel this evening as the one and only Bridgeman and the legend that is Fox. Evening, lads.
Evening, guys.
Hello, can I say a big good evening to you guys in the panel? Huge good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
Nice to have you back. Aye, how are you?
Who, me?
Aye.
I'm all right. You know where I was.
Aye, I know where you were, but you get home safely, I take it.
Oh, I'm here, innit?
Try to be pleasant there at the start, Bridge. It's a waste of time, innit?
Did you get home safely when you left me the other day?
I had my trials and tribulations getting home, yes, I did.
How did the journey go?
What was that, Bridge?
To Foxy, I'm saying, how did his journey go?
Well, I'm hearing rumours, Bridge, and rumours, right, that Partick train station was in chaos when a senior citizen was having a go at the subway staff that his ticket wouldn't work. And it transpires that he bought a ticket for the upper level train.
Oh, brilliant. That's brilliant.
That's what my sources are telling me, Bridge.
Is there any truth in it, Fox?
None whatsoever, mate.
Love it, pal, love it.
So how did you get from Partick to the city centre then?
I travelled by train.
And that was
I didn't know it was two different windies, one for the train and one. I thought they just gave you tickets. I just asked for a ticket to the city centre and they gave me a train ticket and I was standing there at the metal barrier trying to get this ticket to work. And the guy says, "What's the matter?" I says, "You've just sold me a ticket there," I says, "and it's not working." The guy says, "Yeah, no, that's for the train, sir." All right, cheers.
He doesn't get out often, Bridge.
No, it sounds like it doesn't.
But that wasn't the highlight of your day, Fox, was it?
No, the highlight of my day was having a wee drink with your ma and her sister. That was the highlight of my day.
Aye. Nothing else?
Aye, the smoking room and the Doc and Doris, which I really enjoy, was the highlight. then I got a jihadi haircut. That was good enough.
A jihadi
haircut, brilliant. You couldn't write that, couldn't you? A jihadi haircut.
No, that's a bad thing I said there. I didn't mean it like that, mate. It was a young boy that cut my hair. Made a marvellous job of it. Only get worried when he pulled out the open razor. That kind of put the shitters up me a wee bit, but never mind.
I can vouch for that for Bridgeman that pointed down.
Love it.
Anyway, we had a good wee day, Fox, didn't we?
We did indeed.
It was a pleasure to see you again, Oxy. It was a pleasure to see you again at the weekend.
Just a shame about the weather, wasn't it? And then the performance.
It was indeed. It kind of ruined everything for us, to be perfectly honest with you. Our team seemed to switch off with the bad weather to a certain extent.
And the performance was poor, wasn't it? Weather was poor, performance was poor.
Yeah.
Where do we go for you, Bridge? You're a man of experience. I mean, I don't think with it. We're not in a crisis situation. We've got a lack of quality. I think we accept that. I think the manager knows that. We're work in progress. We're hoping we would have done better than we have. But where are we, Bridge? You're a man. Let me know.
Well, I think the way shall we say, the press, the media, or the pundits or whomever, the way they've got is we're teetering on the edge. So we're going to play our next game's against as JFK likes to call them, the puddle drinkers. So we're against them in 2 weeks' time. And if we, shall we say, the way they're looking at it is if we don't win, that's the end of the world for us. The end of the world. We'll not win a game, that kind of thing, you know. And you know, you think to yourself, what is it? What's the matter with these people? Can they not reverse it and say, if Celtic don't beat us, is that not a very poor situation for them? We're going to have them drop 3 points. You know, we've gained 3. They don't want to do that. They just don't want to do it. It's all negative against the Rangers. So. No, I think if we have to win, obviously everybody knows that.
But where are we, Bridge? Where are we? No in a fortnight. Where are we now?
I would suggest that we're slightly better than we were last year at this time. We've got not a bad team. We just there are parts of the team and parts of the way we play. We need to gel a bit better. to be perfectly honest with you. And the manager and the management, coaching wise, I think they need to up their game a wee bit as well. They're starting to see. I think everybody's starting to see what it is we're up against at Rangers. This has been really tough, particularly the last 4 games there. Really, really tough for Rangers. I mean, we get absolutely mauled and battered and kicked off the park in 3 of those games. And obviously, drew 2, get beat 1. Just really tough, really, really tough stuff. So we need to go over that. That's a hurdle we need to go over in our mind.
Fox, the question I would ask you is, we knew how these teams would play. We knew how they would play. How could we overcome it, mate?
Just haven't got a squad that's good enough. They play really well in spells, mate, and badly, well, we take it, they badly let us down in others. But on the whole, funny enough, I was reading a thread on Rangers media the day, and that's what it was, a kind of rating out of 10 what you think of the manager, and quite varied opinions, gone for very low estimations of the manager to reasonable, mate. There was nobody went over the top on it. They were kind of reasonable. And I couldn't disagree with the guys.
How are you then? How are you seeing them then? What's your personal thoughts, Fox? I'm not asking you to...
Personal thoughts, what has he brought to the club? I think the European run got us a wee bit more pride back in the club. We were more noticed in Europe, first time for a long time. The usual, we all hark back to the European run. It was good while it lasted. We done reasonably well up to Christmas, and then the wheels have come off a wee bit, I think. Overall, for me, I think he said an average season. Could do better. But then again, I don't think on the other side, I don't think the board have cashed in enough on his name, mate. Although we made good money out of Europe, I think we could have done more with sponsorship with him at the head of the club as well. And I don't think we've pushed on enough in that area. Although it's getting better every 6 months, the results for the board are getting better in the terms of money. I think a lot of the fans expected too much at the midway part of the season, and we had a lot of hope then, and it's dissolved quite quickly, mate.
I mean, I'm still on the train bridge. Not the subway, the train. See what I've done there?
Absolutely.
Right, I'm still on the train, and I've got questions. I've got problems on my journey, but I'm still on the train. I'm still right behind the team and the manager. I think we're predictable. I think we've got some good players. I just don't think we've stumbled on the correct rotation at times. If I'm being really honest, Aberdeen game, Kilmarnock game, McCrory's got to play for me. If he's fit, of course. Now, we've heard different views on that. He was on the bench on Saturday. The boy Dicker, for me, was just killing everything there midfield. Does a good job for his team, but we need to be able to combat that with our own 6'2" warrior,
Can't disagree with you.
Richard, am I being fair?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Look, as I said there, our manager and his group of assistants, they really need to. They're starting to see, as I said, they're starting to see. My opinion of what's happening with the Rangers, against the Rangers. I mean that sincerely. Against the Rangers, it's very easy decisions for referees to take as against the Rangers. A 50-50, give it against the Rangers, and they're covering their arse, in my opinion. And I think we're good. I said it last night, and I'll say it again.
Well, for some bad decisions, Bridge, but I've got to say, the piece, mate. Some of your bad play, it's not down to referees. When Golson misses that bomb, I think. It's the wrong decision. Yeah. It wasn't the referee that backheeled it into the net, Bridge.
No, of course not, pal. Of course not.
I get your point. I get your point. Some of the tackles, some of the consistency. There should be guys booked earlier, and then ultimately whether they get red cards later on, you don't know, because you don't know how they'll react to the first yellow. I get that, Bridge. But the referees, have they been kind to us in their consistency? They're poor. They make bad decisions, but they still it's not the referee. It doesn't pass the ball 10 yards, Bridge.
Yes, I think we're taking everything into consideration. We're our own worst enemy. We've shot ourselves in the foot many times, and our passing is sometimes absolutely glorious. They got the ball from what do you call him? Right back Tavernier. So Tavernier ball up to Morelos to get that, and he flicked it past the boy and scored a sensational goal. I thought that was wonderful. But that's the best pass that Tavernier's made in a long time. If you follow what I mean, that was a fabulous pass. Must have been 40, maybe even 50 yards from inside our half, right up. A brilliant pass, and we're not doing that enough. Our players aren't doing that enough. And yes, the same player, a foul given against him and sat in his arse and wondered why he wasn't getting the decision taken. And all of a sudden, Aberdeen are doing the road and score a goal against us. So all these silly things. But I have to say, in all honesty and fairness to my team and my club, it's unbelievable what's happening against us. Unbelievable.
I get the amount of yellow cards and how there's not been some red cards. I don't know how much that would influence some of the games we would play. I think they would even just sit in even deeper fox.
Maybe so. I don't think it's all down to what referees have or haven't gied against us, mate. It's the missing of so many chances that's cost us in games. Now that's, for me, isn't down to the manager, that's down to the players. And they've let the manager down in a lot of times in games we've drawn especially. We've lost a lot of late goals. And you can't put that down to the manager either. It's been bad defending, people no covering for each other. And I think we've got a kind of weak mentality throughout the team, mate. And when the chips are down, I don't think we're coming back sometimes in games we should win.
You were always worried about this, Fox, because I remember at the start of the season, we meant the amount of players who signed the number of games they'd played. They had long, hard seasons. And you mentioned that a way back. I'll use Golson as an example. Hadn't they played a lot of football? How's he going to go on? You've been proved right, mate.
I've not really been proved right, mate. It's something we took into consideration, but they've had most of them's had full pre-seasons. They've played in a lot of games, I agree with you, but they should be up to speed and be as fit as anybody else in the league. So we can't make that an excuse, lack of playing time.
But as I said, it's too big for you, Fox. Is it? It's not physically. Sometimes it's mentally.
Well, the mental block it is with me. I think sometimes I did think in the game that I watched at the weekend there that when the referee wasn't giving us a lot of free kicks, I think a lot of players in the team's head went down, mate. It was as if that's it, we're not going to get anything, and they just didn't carry on, and we started to run out of steam. And mentality, it's all right picking players off of YouTube and whatever else, or scouting somebody else, scouting, and knowing the mentality of the teams of old, mate. It was their job when they went to Ibrox to work. And nowadays, I think players, it's all about money, agents, and how much they can make out the game. It's a different game of football than it was when I first started watching it.
They're coming in that Ox there.
Aye, on you go, mate.
Just going to say, I watched just the other morning there. I put on the match of the day 2 I had recorded.
All right, I thought you were going to say Bang Babes there, but there you
go. No. And I watched the Man United FA Cup quarter final. Was it? They played the quarter final. Was it Wolves they played? My goodness gracious! It just reminded me of the last couple of games that we've played against teams, Aberdeen, and so on and so forth. And the team was playing banks of 5 against them, and then they were breaking up the park, and that's exactly what was happening to us. We couldn't get through. Man United couldn't get through, and when they did get through, their goalkeeper was in quite a good game, So it was all blockings, just the same as us. So I thought to myself, we're not that bad if Man United candidate against some of their opposition, which are mostly all quite good players. And Man United have got a superb team, supposedly. But it happened to them, and I dare say it's happened to other English teams. Just so happened I was watching that game. And if anybody else in the lobby can remember seeing it, they can maybe tell me that's exactly what happened. To me, in my mind, that's what happened to us. from a football playing perspective. They played football up to a certain point and they have to come back, across the park again, and so on and so forth. And then they try to cross it in and the big centre-halves are getting away. And that's what's happening to us.
But we know how these teams are going to set up, Bridge, and this is maybe when the managers due some criticism.
Yes, agreed.
You've got to be flexible enough in your thoughts to change it. 3 at the back. Give the other team something to think about when you constantly set up. It was a gripe of me at Warburton, and I think Stevens maybe due some of the criticism as well. But hopefully he'll learn from it, Bridge. Yeah?
Yeah, I hope he does. Yeah, sorry, pal. I hope he does. That's what I was trying to say earlier. There are some parts of our management, obviously, they've not got the great experience that they would like. They've not got the best of players that they would like, or I dare say they would like some better quality players, and that'll come. And I've been saying that for the last 2 seasons. We've got to build up. We've got to put a base in, find out how good the base is, and if the base isn't good enough, we've got to put it back in again. And we're doing all that, and that's what I hope we continue to do into next season. I doubt very much if we're going to get any more chance to win this league. So we've just got to go out and play the best we can in 90 minutes every week for the next 6 or 7 weeks, whatever it is, to the end of the season.
See what it takes, is that?
Yeah.
Fox, you were coming in there before we asked for callers?
No, carry on, mate.
All right. Look, Bridge, if people want to join us, with questions for the panel, but Fox will take any transport questions.
Transport questions.
What's the number?
Times. The number's 0141 356 1972.
I'll join us. It's a true story, Bridge. You can join us at Skype at rangersradio.online, or you'll be brought into the call with my personal friend, the Fox.
I still picture them trying to get the ticket to work, man. Oh, brilliant.
It was a senior moment. You would know all about them.
Oh, I know about senior moments, that's for sure. I do. You're right. I have some of them, that's for sure.
This as well, wasn't an underground in London. Aaron Policeman. You know, it was in a civilised part of the world, you know.
Another one that says, officer, what do you want? Officer, I want a half a dozen cans. What else do you want? I want Brendan Rodgers back at Celtic and they give me a job. Sorry, that's really hilarious to me. Sorry.
Anyway, we've been joined with my first call of the evening. Evening, Blue Star, how are you?
Evening, Ox. Evening, guys.
Evening, Blue.
I'm all right.
Blue Star.
Obviously, I'm a bit better than Fox, but it sounds of things. Fox, you ever heard of one of these things, a travel card or something? Would that not be more beneficial?
I've got my old age pensioner ticket, mate. You can't get any better than that.
You've got to laugh, haven't you? So
it's a carer I need, mate.
He might be right there. I just left him, mate. If I actually, it's my fault. I should have walked him at the subway. You know, but anyway, not to worry. How are you, Blue Star?
Okay, all right. Talking there about what you thought of the team and the management, etc. I think if it wasn't for the fact, well, again, that's easier to say because it was another 14 games, but I think he would be getting absolute pelters if it wasn't for the fact that we had got into Europe and we'd got a wee bit of a run. Because certainly, if
Wozniacek had put us out, mate.
Absolutely.
The season could have, but that might have been the best thing for us if they'd done that. It's all buts and maybes in it.
Yeah, well, I think we mentioned that last week as well. You know, has it been the case that maybe those extra 14 games has played on certain players in our team, and they've maybe found it that bit, I don't know what the word is, have they found it overpowering, have they found the shirt too heavy? For me, I think it's came to pass since we had the international break. I just think a lot of the players, they I don't know whether it's off form or is it simply that they're just not good enough. And I think some
break, mate. Do you mean
yes, Yes, the last international break when we were level with.
That was a winter break, mate.
Yeah, well, the winter break, when we went level, since then we've been, I think the word's poor, we've been really poor. Certainly we won 3 games and we scored the 14 goals, but outside these 3 games, the important games, we haven't won any of them, guys, not one of them. So
I think that's fair, mate. The first half against Hibs, we were 7.5 out of 10. Would that be fair? Maybe 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah.
And then the wheels came off in the second half, and we've not really recovered for it, if I'm being honest.
No, not at all.
We seem to any one of our players or 2 of our players, we make mistakes, elementary stuff, elementary stupid mistakes, poor pass, call it what you like, and we don't seem somehow or other. The players kind of keep the pace up, or they just let their head go down, and they kind of get it away from their head, and they cause, shall we say, a bit of furore within our own team, and you see them shouting at each other, and that's no good when they start shouting at you. And shouting at each other to get people going. Come on, keep it going or something like that. But I've noticed a couple of times some of the players shouting at each other, and it's not a nice shout. It's not a good. Let's go, come on, get your head up. It's what are you doing, the usual. That's the dressing room stuff, That's up the tunnel in the dressing room. We should be doing that. We should be running about going like, come on, everybody. And the captain go around and see if he can help the player that's feeling a bit down. And everybody should be able to try and help that. It just seems to go right through them, and they kind of drop it, That's what I feel anyway.
What's frustrated me, Fox, is we're lack of. When we haven't played well, we seem to be at a right low tempo. When we do play well, we play at a high tempo, and I can't understand how we can't get with the same attitude in every game. I don't get it, mate.
I think the high tempo games that we've played like that and played well in have been where other teams haven't sat in against us. People keep saying that we haven't got a captain and that's one of the problems, but it's a player that they can all look up to. I mean, you've not got a Jim Baxter where if you've got trouble, you can just give the ball to Jim and he'll create something. A Gascoigne did the same, a Laudrup did the same. Do you know what I mean? There's no standout players in our side apart from our centre forward for me, closely followed by our right back. The rest of them for me are
mediocre.
Too inconsistent. We're just going to bring a caller in here, Ox.
All right.
Hello, guys.
How we doing?
It's all Bear here.
How we doing, all Bear? You're John? Yeah, I don't fit that, but the rest of them fit that. How we doing?
No bad, mate. How are you?
All right, mate. What's on your mind?
I've just got a theory on why we fell apart after the winter break there. Gary McAllister and Steven Gerrard had said they need the experience of the winter break. And I think the coaching staff is the same. I believe they took them over there and overtrained them. I think they've ran the guts out of the team. Because as soon as we come back after the break, we played Kilmarnock at Rugby Park. And there wasn't any energy in the team. None at all. And it's been that way ever since. So I think they're overtrained. I really do think they're overtrained. Because remember, when we came back, up to that break, we were level in points. All right, they had a game in hand, but they were level in points. We were still in the Scottish Cup. The one real bad game we had was the semi-final League Cup. And there's no excuse for that one. But then after that, we fell apart. I look at the team, and I was there on Saturday. I looked at the team and I went, they're just knackered. Look at Candace. Look at Golson. Look at Jack and, Arfield. We Kent as well. They're burnt. They're just burnt out. Completely burnt out. And that's what I think's happened. I think we're overtrained.
It's a great point of view, mate. A great point of view. I'll go to the next all Bear on here. Bridge.
The next old Bear. I love it. What can I say? Yeah, actually, it's a good point. Old Bear's got a really good point there, and maybe some truth in that as well. Maybe they are a bit leggy coming back. If you don't, after that break, if you don't sort of step out in the front foot, then the probability is you're not really ever going to catch up again. And you
come back on that, Bridge?
Of course, pal, of course.
What it was is, Big Laurel had said he was spewing over there. Now, we played against Celtic in the 29th and we outplayed them. We just ran them into the ground, full of energy. Now I'm saying to myself, no, when you go there, the guys were needing a rest. They weren't needing ran into the ground. No, I mean, run to the point where you're actually spewing and all that. I'm saying, well, why are we running them? What's the point of that? They're already match fit. What they were needing is a rest. No more training. No mini pre-season. And I'm saying to myself, this is madness. This is complete madness. So I think Stevie G, I'm on the train as well, by the way. I believe in Stevie G. I believe in the whole lot of them. I think they're doing a great job, a fantastic job.
You sit next to
What's
me.
That?
You sit next to me on the train.
Aye. I'm right there with you, mate.
Is it a train or a subway?
Aye,
it's a train.
Right ticket.
That's a train, mate. It's a train. But that's my point. That's all I was trying to say. That's my point.
Brilliant point, mate. Brilliant point. What's that?
Well, certainly after that game, one of the things Stevie G said was he didn't fault Candias. He had to take him off because he was running an empty. Well, as we said the other night, if he was running an empty, Stevie, why on earth was he on the part in the first place? I don't want guys that are half fit or carrying injuries. And I've been arguing this point now for the last few weeks. He said a few times certain guys are carrying knocks. If they're carrying knocks, for me, they shouldn't be in the first 11. At the end of the first 11, as we've already said, Oxshare, is it because he's looked at the rest of the squad and he genuinely doesn't rate them? He doesn't think they're good enough. Maybe he does think that now.
I think if you go to this stage of the season, everybody's got knocks of some kind. It's difficult to avoid it, Depends what kind of knock, of course. Fox, great point for you all, Bear there.
I think it's a great point. I happened to say last night, if I was Steven Gerrard, the first buy I would have next season was an older head and bring him into the tactical side of the game. I agree with all Bear. I think there's too much emphasis on fitness now and no enough in playing skills. And everything seems to be so rigid now. You play to a set tactic. There's no room for individuality in the game. And that's where great players come from. When you allow them a bit of freedom to do what they're good at. And I agree. I'll just speak for a normal working man, mate. And that is, if I was away for a fortnight in Benidorm after my yearly break, mate, came back and your boss asked you to work the next 2 weeks, doing shift work and working more hours than you had before you went, you'd soon be back just as tired as you were before the break, if you know what I mean. And I do think players are overtrained at this present time in the game.
Well, it was disappointed you, Albert. Is it defence, midfield? Is it the forwards? What's disappointing?
No, see, Oxford really, I got another point if you don't mind me making it. What I look at is, see these teams that set up with this defensive low block and all this crap they talk about. I mean, they're shaved apes, let's be honest about it. It's just shaved apes. You can shaved apes to do what they're doing. But they get all the plaudits, all well organised, or this or that, or the next thing. You're sitting going, it's anti-football. I'm going down to Ibrox and dreading going to these games now. No, because of the Rangers. I want to see the Rangers. But I'm dreading going, oh no, come on, look, here we go again. Sit there, bored out your tree, watching this negative football with shaved apes kicking you off the park. You're going, this is crap, this is just crap. So these papers and the media should be picking up on it. And no giving them plaudits, that idiot Clark, giving them plaudits, what a manager. You can get any manager to do that, any manager, to get these guys to just defend and we'll hit one ball. The trouble I've got with this one ball up the park, but is with Big Golson. I mean, he's acting like a big woman, man. Honest to God, man. These wee centre forwards are ragdolling him every time, and you're going, come on, big man, launch one of them out of fucking stands. No, I mean, just fucking put your authority, stamp your authority on the game. That's what's happening. We lose one goal and that's it, game done. Oh, it's a draw. I mean,
He looked as if he was towing a caravan on Saturday, mate.
He did. But that brings me back to my other point about overtrained. I think they're overtrained. I really do. We should have had a fortnight's break there. I see this break. I hope he's resting them. I hope he's not training them again. I hope he's resting them now. Saying, okay.
He isn't, Albert, because those that are in international duty were back this morning.
See, that's madness. See all the ones that are known international duty, especially the foreign ones, they should be sent home back to their families, back to their own in their own countries, relaxing and saying, right, just don't go overweight or anything like that, but relax, take time out. I mean, good grief, they're no machines, they're only human beings. You've got to rest them. You can't. I mean, watch Liverpool and people in Derby and Leeds who all play the same type of high press football. It doesn't last. You only can do it for a part of the season. Even Liverpool have learned, they've pulled back a bit because you just burn the players out. It's a fact of life. Nobody can keep that up for 60 games a season. Nobody.
Yeah, but Albert, like say Liverpool and teams like that area, they've got some massive squads of quality players that they can just step in. They can see when a player's reaching the sort of burnout mode, and then they can just rest them for 2 or 3 weeks.
But Bridge, look at their team week in, week out. How many players change in their team? I could practically pick their team now.
Yeah,
and it's been like that for most of the season. Sorry.
But what I'm saying is, when they reach that stage, normally you get an injury, you end up pulling something. That's what happens. It's only slight stuff. They're not out for weeks and weeks. They might be out for maybe for 2 weeks, and then they're back in again. So they've had that. They get that wee break somewhere along the line, or the manager will rest them. That's stuff that we used to talk about years ago. The manager's decided he's too young.
We've got the best facilities out there, guys. We have the best sports science. The sports science, they wear their vest. They know exactly when somebody's burnt out. As I said, he came out after the last presser and he said himself he took Candace off at half time because he knew he was running an empty. Right? So the overtraining and all that is, quite frankly, is bollocks, guys. That's fact, because they know exactly who's fit and who's no. He turned round and he said Candace was running on empty. Well, I'm sorry, guys. He was wrong. He shouldn't have been on the park in the first place. You need to call it as it is. The manager's telling you the guy was running on empty. So what on earth was he playing him for?
Wait a minute, you can't say they know when everybody's fit. That's not true. They know how many miles you run, or kilometres, whatever you say. They know that. They know how much your heart rate is. They know all that. But they don't. Only you and the way you play and people look at you tells you that you're burnt out. I mean, right, nobody can tell you that.
No, but you that's when you've got a manager and your backroom staff. You watch your players training. You watch them when they're out on the park. You and I can see when a player's off form or when he's not doing the things he should be doing. That's how I'm saying. We've seen it umpteen times since that international break. We've all seen guys we know they've been off form. We've spoken on this show every night. And we've turned around and we've said, well, why are certain players getting continuous games?
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point. Why they keep on playing them? Because they know they're burnt out. They really are burnt out. I mean, none of us can deny it. Tav's knowing his game. Candace is knowing his game. Kent's knowing his game. Golson's knowing his game. You're sitting going, Arfield, Jack. You're sitting going, it can't be a coincidence they all have form at the one time. It can't be a coincidence, mate. It just can't be. So there's got to be a reason for it, and that's the only reason I can think of.
I think that the positive side, to look on the positive side, is the management team now, they know the opposition better. They know a lot of what they can expect and how to expect it, and they know what they're dealing with. And some of the people are dealing with, they're 4-letter word people, right? And that's to be honest. And what the clubs are like that they're playing against. So all the politics that go on, the manager's now had a season, or near enough a season, he should be able to do whatever he needs to do to get us through. If he's got players to bring in, hopefully the board are going to supply the cash and let him bring them in. Let's hope, in all honesty, let's hope that he brings in quality. It's step up quality we want now. We don't want the same type of players. We've already got quite a lot of players, and some of them are going to go because they're never going to make that next step. We need to buy in the next step. That's what we need to do.
Look, see, for all this medical science, mate, okay, they can tell you how fit or how the body's reacting, but mentally you can be burnt out instead of physically. And the players might look fit when they're doing all their checks, etc. As I say, mentally you can be really tired, and there's no way of judging that. Only a player can tell you that, you know.
Okay, look, I think there's two different things. There's fitness, knocks, and form. You know, if you take Big Lafferty, who we signed in, sometimes he's fit enough, but his forms went, maybe confidence. There's a lot of different things in a football team you need to get right at the top level.
Ox, you said for a couple of minutes ago there, how is it the last 4 games especially, we've had 4 draws, how is it, we all know exactly how the teams are coming out to play against us. It's obviously the management team know that. Never at any time have we looked like breaking them down. Now, you say to yourself, well, surely you've got to change things. We've spoke about it often. He doesn't seem to be able to do that. Is it because he hasn't got the know-how, or is it because he doesn't think he's got the players to change it? It's got to be one or the other. But he hasn't changed things. We're playing the same system. We're playing the same way. And you've got to be able to adapt.
The Aberdeen and Kilmarnock games have been frustrating because we knew we've lost 3 goals. And we know how these teams are going to set up. We've lost bad goals because we've not defended properly all better.
I agree with that. Also, I mean, it's a good point that well, hold on. The first thing is, I think we're too hard on Rangers for no breaking these teams down. Some of the best players and some of the best teams in the world are no breaking these systems down on a regular basis. I mean, it's not just our team that's struggling with to break that system down. But I agree with Blue Star. You should be changing it and shouldn't be looking to see how can we change this, how can we do something different to actually get through them. I don't know the answer to that. I really don't. I'm not that clever to work that out. But it seems strange to me that you just keep doing the same thing over and over. They just keep saying they're doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I mean, I'm screaming and Saturday along with other people. Do something different. Come on. What is up with you?
And he keeps telling us that he keeps saying that we're learning and that they're learning. But as you say, he's not changing anything. He's got to change. He's got to try a different player in a different position or something to get round them or play different players out wider. He just doesn't do it. We're playing the exact same way after that game on Saturday as we did 4 games ago, and we've not won any of them.
I'm thinking crazy things myself. I'm thinking myself, lob the ball, don't cross the ball, lob the ball for all angles of the park into the centre of that box and let them defend it and then go after the second ball. I'm thinking crazy fucking things. I mean, everybody at Ibrox is sitting pulling their hair out going like, how can we beat this? Because it's doing it. I mean, one of the things that will beat it is playing faster. That's definitely going to beat it, and winning the fight. We don't win enough fights. That's my problem. We don't. No, I'm putting that down to fatigue. I don't know, you're not agreeing with it, but I know that. But I think that's down to fatigue. Aberdeen just bullied us, just totally and utterly bullied us. And there was no getting away for that. We never won a fight, an individual fight or apart. So that was one of the reasons we could beat there.
Oh, Bear, we've really only got one guy in our team that can look after himself on the pitch, and that's the wee man, Alfredo Morelos. The other guys, they try their best, but they don't have the physique. Some of them are very tricky, some of them are very fast. But at the end of the day, when you're running up against 1, then 2, then 3, they're going to catch you. And that's what's happening to us. They're getting caught. You can see the way they just take them out. You know, they end up block, and all of a sudden you've lost the ball and they're away. And they're quite quick. Some of the players, the outfield players, are really good at breaking. We, seriously, you're right. Everybody that says it is saying the truth. We get bullied very easily. We need to put some physique, height and physique into our team. And that might only take 2 or 3 people with height and physique. But I think, well, I said it last night, I think that if we're going to lose Morelos, then we need to have someone who can fight up front as well. And I would go for someone like Aitley, for instance, you know, or Kuzan, somebody like that. I'm not saying we couldn't bring them back, of course, but someone like that who can go in and challenge everybody. Because you look at all the centre-halves that are against us, and they're all big fellas. They're all big head cases like that boy, Broadfoot. Big nut cases, you know, 6'2", 6'3".
But see the way they set up, Bridge, when they set up and they're playing against us, they know that somebody goes tight in Morelos. Somebody can go spare through the middle. Because we're not going to have another man there. So that's where we've got to learn sometimes, just to change during the game.
Absolutely.
Get the 2 wide men to come in next to Morelos. Get them to think and then maybe spring them back.
Yeah.
Move teams about the park. You've got to try different things.
Yeah.
What's the Blue Star saying? I mean, instead, how do we not go 3 at the back and put an extra forward up with Morelos? Something like that. We'll do something. I mean,
exactly.
What we get 4 defenders and 2 odd midfielders against Kilmarnock. And by the way, we still lose a goal. I'm going, this is bloody impossible. How are we losing a goal? We've got actually 7 players defending, counting the goalkeeper.
But
with one player, they've got one player.
Albert, we've got 2 centre halves, twin centre halves. They're okay going forward. I'm not saying they're great, but they're okay going forward with the ball at their feet. They can sometimes make a decent pass. But let's be very honest. These players are playing against them know how to get them turned. And when they get them turned, they're not very fast. So they stick a wee fast guy up against them. And like we did on Saturday, and what you're saying is right. And they seem to let goals in very easily. And it's some good passes.
But that goal was nothing to do with pace. Coulson missed it.
Oh, I know that, but they were missing it. I think they were missing it anyway. The ball was going over the top of them, so they're never going to catch it. So I think that's why McGregor came out, and he comes out and the guy's away from him. You know, it's just me.
The Bridge. That's down to know-how. If you play, I've never played centre half. No, I mean, but it's down to know your position, know how to play your position.
You put all the stupid players there, mate. You put all the stupid players there.
Some of the best centre halves in the world that's ever been have not been the quickest, but they know how to play it. They know how to cut the angles off. They know how to play speedy players. No,
Baresi wasn't very quick.
In this game that we play today, you watch what happens. I've got guys that are like lightning over 5 yards. I mean, like lightning, and we push our centre halves, let them go up, and they're actually on the verge of the halfway line type thing. You know. These guys are just standing there waiting and that ball going to go over the top. And there's many balls come over the top and our centre-halves aren't attacking them right, you know. So I just think we need at least one good centre-half. I'm not being funny. I think we desperately need one good, big, tall, physical. Again, I say physical. Not to be pushed off the ball, not to be elbowed, not to be kicked in the ankles. All these things. Let the other team know who they are and they'll know do it again type thing, you know.
Would you know one of the things that sickened me to my stomach this season? Well, it was the Hibs game away. It sickened me to my stomach. 10 minutes to go in the first half. The ball's going out. It's going out for a shy for Rangers. And that wee is a McNulty comes over and he gives it to Big Goldson. He's off the ball. I mean, it was a badging. But what does he do? He starts rolling his soap down, greeting at the referee. And I'm going, you're not a centre-half. You're not a Rangers centre-half acting like that. What are you acting like that for? You just give a wee trumpet it back, man. You give it and you give him stage.
Exactly.
Right, so it gets into the second half and how did we fall apart in the second half? Big Golson letting the ball bounce out. He see these misjudging timings. He just fell apart because that wee guy gave it to him. I'm expecting him to come out the second half and going, I'm launching you. The first opportunity I get, I'm launching you. No, what does he do? Runs away from him, doesn't want to get involved with him. I mean, we're Morelos, give him his due. He's right up there, sleeves rolled up. I'll take his all. And I want all my team like that. You want to fight? We'll fight. You want to play football? We'll play football.
It's a good point of view, Fox, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Look at corners, Oxchair. How many of our corners, as Barry Jer's saying in the lobby there now, how many of our corners during a game actually reach anywhere near where our players are? Very, very, very few, if any. Now, that all comes down to what they're doing in the training park. Now, it's not a case of coming on and we're slagging the team rotten. We're noticing very basic things now, and you've got to put them down as errors. So you say to yourself, he keeps telling us the same thing, that they're learning. Well, a lot of the time they don't seem to be, because we see the same mistakes, we see the same ploys, we don't see a variation in play, we don't see variation in movement. As Bridgman keeps talking about the 2 centre halves, see the minute Tavernier goes away up the park in the right, or whoever's playing at left back goes up, you watch, the opposing team automatically hit the ball right down the wings into the space, and our 2 centre halves, as Albert there says, they don't seem to have the brains to stay in their position, the positions that they should be in. It's as if they're all over the place.
If you were coaching a team to play against Rangers and you were playing in midfield and you had no options, where would you tell your players to put it?
Right down the middle.
No, not for me. You put
I'd be running
channels. Do the channels down the wing.
But in between them, I'd be making them come out.
Aye, that's right.
Make them move. You split the two of them up, and then you've got always
traditional right back position. Because you know that if Rangers are pushed up with Pat, there's going to be nobody there.
Well, look at the first move on Saturday where that guy, him it went off when he pulled his hamstring. Now, that wasn't the first one he pulled his hamstring. It was actually the second move. Both times he went down there, our outside, our left.
Left back.
Aye, and both times he was basically going clean through. Now, we knew he was a muscly guy. That's the way the guy plays. But he's also pretty quick in his feet. Both times, straight down our left back, and he was clean through. It's too predictable.
Well, I think the boys are right when they're saying that if your fullbacks are up and the opposition midfield get the ball, they're going to try and push it down the wings because that'll bring whatever centre half out to the wing because they're the only ones that are left.
Exactly.
So they come out to the wing to defend that, and the other centre back's got to come in. So he's basically one centre back on his own, and the other full back position is empty, vacant. So no matter what happens, if the attacking team are worth their salt, they'll start to put two people up, to overlap our overlappers, I would say. So
you're making a perfect.
One at a time, boys. One at a time. On you go, all better.
But you're making a perfect point for three at the back. It should see it playing at Ibrox. It should. Hello.
Yeah, you're here, Albert. Carry on.
Hello, you there, right?
Aye.
Can you hear us?
I hear you now, mate. Aye. Now, you made a perfect pitch for three at the back. To my mind, at Ibrox, if we're playing at Ibrox, it should be three at the back and two of them should be man. If they've got one forward, man mark them, two forwards, man mark them, and one spare. The spare one's the old-fashioned. You know what I'm talking about? It's the old-fashioned sweeper. He just keeps an eye and sweeps up. He's the.
Oh, we've lost Albert. Hopefully, he'll come back.
Aye, we lost him there, pal.
Oxtead, you know what Albert's saying is probably true, and you've heard me saying, I'm not the only one. You've heard me saying, I think at Ibrox we should be building a team that plays 3-5-2 at Ibrox. That's what we should be doing. We should never be getting caught through the middle at all. And
you can still get caught goals with a good ball or a good.
Oh yes, of course, I understand that, but and it's just with some of the way some of our centre halves are playing, and they just seem to get caught, and they're that wee bit 5 yards off the play, and all of a sudden the guy's past them, and the goalkeeper's come running out and away. But and so many times we've seen them getting a wee bit beat for pace, and a guy having shots at goals. I mean, some good shots at goal. Our goalkeepers made some great saves, so we haven't lost a lot of goals. But the goals we've lost have been critical.
We've lost 3 goals at Ibrox in the last week, Fox.
Aye, it's when we overcommit, as people are saying. Our full-backs push forward, and for me, the defensive midfielders should be covering the slots when we do move forward. Taverner's a better player when he goes forward. Barisic is a better player when he goes forward. But the defensive midfielders need to cover that part of the park. And if they're playing, the other team's playing 2 up front, the defensive midfielders should pick up the attackers and leave the centre halves just behind, and that way they don't get pulled out of position. I remember listening to Ronnie McKinnon saying about his partnership with John Gregg, and it's got to be a partnership. You've got to figure it out. If the ball comes high and long, one of you goes and takes it out, the other one covers, vice versa. If you get pulled out of position, the other centre half must be in a position to cover you, to break down breakaways against you. And we've got centre halves that don't work as a partnership. That's our problem, I think.
Yeah, they're individuals, pal. They're individuals. You can see it. And no offence to them, but you can see it. I thought that Worrell was coming on to quite a good game, but I don't think he would ever be a partner in any central defensive pairing that we've got. I think in all probability, and I don't know what you guys think, but in all probability, those two, Goldson and Worrell, are probably two exactly the same type of players. They both play the same style of football, and that type of partnership, if you're at 3-5-2, you might get away with it, but truth be told, if you get 2 defensive centre halves, you can't have 2 defending centre halves. You can't have You can't have one trying to play football and the other no. You know what I mean? It's just got to be work.
For me, Katic was our third best player on the park on Saturday.
Yeah, I thought he had quite a good game. But the problem is, if you look at the first 5 minutes of the game, or first maybe 10 minutes, he just put the ball at the park when he went to get. Now, okay, that's safe, and I don't know whether he meant to put them at the park. To be honest, I think he was trying to header the ball into the left back and got it all wrong. But it was just, to me, he's not a left-footed player, so he's got all the things got to be. How can I gauge this? I like I'm playing on my right foot. Sometimes he got it, and sometimes he didn't. You know.
Your biggest problem is we've not got enough match winners in the team, mate. You've got Morelos. You've got Morelos, as you rightfully says, if you can try and take him out the game, which obviously these teams do all the time. They hack and push him and kick him and everything, mate. And it's the same with the young boy Kent. They're sort of the two match winners for me. It's in the side, and if you take them out, you've heard McInnes saying it. We know what players, if we stop them playing, Rangers are just an ordinary side, and it's true, mate.
Yeah,
absolutely. But where is Oldberg? They no made it back in again.
No, hopefully he'll come back in and join us. Oldberg, we're enjoying your call there. It's all about opinions, and everybody sees the game slightly different, boys. Star, you know, you might like somebody, I don't like them. It's football's no change, but I feel that the management team, you've mentioned they say we need to keep learning for it, and the short term learning, long term, medium and long term. I hope by next August they've learnt a lot.
But without a doubt, Ox, it's glaringly obvious. We're going to get one in anyway because Worrell's not going to be there. We need a strong, demanding centre half. Midfield for me, quite frankly, guys, we've got far too many players that are similar. And as Fox keeps saying, we don't have a commanding guy in there. We need, I say it every single night, we need at least one. And if no two, we need somebody in the middle of the park that continually contributes and controls a game. We don't have one single player in that midfield, for me, at any time that controls a game. Now, we've never had that in the past. We've always had somebody in there that you could say was a cracker. And it's the same up front. We've got wee Fred, but out with that, yes, Kent plays good and bad and nowhere near consistent enough because you only need to look at the goals. Our second top goal scorer is Tav, and that's because of the penalties that he scored. That's not good enough, guys. We need far more coming from midfield. That's where you win games. That's your engine room, as we keep saying. We all know it. He's got to have better class players in there, and he knows it. And he said it continuously in the last few games. I know what I need. I need better quality, and by that he means far better class of player. And that's what it's all down to. You cannot talk about systems and how players are playing. It's down to quality on the park, and at the moment we're not good enough.
You know, I watch the English Premiership much the same as Oxterral do as well. Some of these marvellous teams and marvellous games, and you watch these guys and they're having a shot for 25, 30 yards from straight, direct at goal, from an angle, we're bending it in, and all that, and it's just wonderful to watch. And I keep thinking every time I see a goal like that, and I think back to Tavernier was scoring that when, so admittedly, we were in the Championship. He was scoring a lot of goals, good bend and good dip on the ball. He hasn't done that this season. And we haven't got anybody. None of our
Those are the goals we scored at Hamilton Bridge. I know it was the opposition was poor, but they were all outside the box shots.
Yes, I'm trying to say. Look, I want Tavernier to be the one that's going up there and having a shot. He had a shot, but a couple of weeks ago they nearly broke the bar. So obviously he can shoot and he can hit the ball. They're just not doing it. So maybe they're getting asked to pass the ball too much. I think that's what I'm trying to get to. I would hope that some of our midfielders, we know they can shoot. We need to see them shooting from just outside the box. But other than that, everybody's diving in front of them. The opposition is just jumping and diving, and the ball's low, so they just fall on the ball. And the blockages are incredible. I'm looking for people to get that ball 3 feet up, let it rise and dip. That's what you're looking for.
I think Bridgman hit a good point there. See if we to take, I know you can't always go with stats, but I'll guarantee you if we to take our matches in, especially at Ibrox, see the amount of passes between our two centre halves. I'll guarantee you, if you to time it up in times, we'd be absolutely gobsmacked. Because a lot of the time they're passing the ball more than the rest of our team put together. Aye.
If I was an opposition coach, I would say as long as they two have got the ball, you just let them have it.
Correct.
Especially if you're winning 1-0.
Bang on.
It's no rocket science, Fox, is it?
Oh. And that's what surprises me about our defensive midfield. It's them that should be taking the ball after the central defenders. Because we all know, and the backroom staff must know as well, they keep trying adventurous passes where we lose the ball, and that's where our counter-attacks come from. The defensive midfielders, Jack and the boy Kamara, can both play a pass. Why they don't come back and pick the ball up much more really surprises me.
Well, you end up with like the last game we played there against Kilmarnock. There's times in the game there that you had the whole Kilmarnock team basically just about inside their own penalty area, and then all of our players near enough up there. So you're talking a hell of a lot of players inside a small space. That's why I'm saying we really need to start shooting. We need to get a bit of somebody with a bit of guile. Shoot. If you can't get the pass, because sometimes you get that many players, it's very difficult to get the pass in. But we were trying, and we can't. The world loves a trier, but unfortunately, you're not getting the rewards. Not enough of them anyway. Unless you can get someone like Morelos, who's got the strength and the speed of thought and the ability to turn people, which he did. He scored a fantastic goal. We're only going to get one or two of them in any game, to be honest, and just please, somebody for about 25 yards out, have a dig. Let's see the ball whizzing over the top of the defenders, and they might not pack the defence so much,
Anyway, gentlemen, get yourself in mute and we'll have a tune for your Fox. well, thanks for that. Are we all back?
Yep.
Great tunes, by the way. Great tunes.
Barry Jare's just destroying the screen.
Is it?
You'll get barred.
Oh my God. Ali gliding all over the place there.
See, before you carry on, Ox, can I just say there's been a couple of callers phoned in, but their number is hidden and we can't accept take calls. So if you're phoning in, make sure we can see your number or we can't answer it. Thanks very much. Anyway, you still there, Ox?
You carry on, mate. I'll be back in a minute, all right?
Oh, carry on, me what? Where are we? What were we talking about there, guys? Hold on, I'm just bringing in Rudy. Rudy will be always good for a subject. Evening, Rudy.
Evening, Fox. How we doing?
Evening, Rudy.
Evening,
How you doing, Rudy Bear?
Aye, Bridgeman, how you doing?
All right, before we start, Rudy, what did you have for your dinner tonight, pal?
Oh, another curry.
Oh, no.
Aye, I went to my mate phones me up this afternoon and says I've got to pick some new bedroom furniture up for the wee man. Will you come with me the night? I says, aye, no bother. So away we went, picked it up, took it back, and she knows the missus is away. So my mate's wife says to me, what is time for your tea? I said, aye, that's great, thanks. 10 minutes later, she comes out the living room. She says to me, I'm having a Thai green curry for tea tonight. Is that all right?
No.
I didn't
Rudy Bear.
want to say it. No, you're all right, love, but thanks anyway. I had the curry last night.
Love it.
So
You like your curry anyway, Rudy, that's for sure.
I don't mind a curry, Bridge. 2 nights.
Well, I love it, man.
Right, seem we've got your food out the way. What are you in to talk about, Rudy?
Oh, I was listening to you guys, what you were, talking about where we're lacking. I think, a really important stat for me, Fox, was I saw this the other day between Alfie, Candace, Ryan Kent and Arfield. They've scored 17 goals between them this season. See, when you look at the other side, I don't like you keep your back to them at the other side of the city, but it's an important stat, Fox. When you look at the other side of the city, they've got Sinclair, Nanek and Christie, and between they three, who play similar, more or less the same positions that our boys play, they've scored 44 goals between them. Do you know what I mean?
That's a big difference.
Big stat, Fox, isn't it? It tells you a lot there. We're depending on Alfie way too much. We just where would we be without Alfie this season? 29 goals, you know what I mean? I dread to think where we'd be without Alfredo this season. And the three boys that play in positions, whoever it happens to be, whether it's Gresda, whether it's Arfield, whether it's Stephen Davis, it doesn't make any difference. But they three positions have got to start contributing more. Yeah. I mean, for me, it's like you say, coming against Aberdeen, Kelly, Dundee, Hamilton, and probably most of the other teams that will come up against. They're going to put their two banks of four there, maybe a five at the back and four in front of them. But look, they do the same thing against them on the other side of the city. So how come they're three boys that play in their positions, players that play in their positions, how come they've scored 44 goals and we've scored 17?
I'll tell you why, Rudy. They get into the box, the two don't.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Said that all season about them, and if you're playing the 4-3-3, I've read it up now, mate, and the boys that play on the wing have got to be wingers come centre forwards, mate, so that they're tricky enough in the wings to get and supply balls into the box, but also good enough to take a chance when it comes, and that's the difference.
I mean, you can even go back to Graham Murray. I remember Graham Murray saying, man, if Dick Candace scored in one, I can't mind who they were playing now, but anyway, he scored in one of the games because he got his cell into the box. Graham Murray said in the post-match interview, I've been telling him to do that for weeks now. Get into the box, you'll get chances to have a shot. And they're just not doing it enough. And that's where we're lacking. We're lacking real quality in that final third for me, Fox, And you could talk about the centre-backs. You could talk about some of the daft goals that the defence has lost this season. But here and there, you're only talking about one goal here and there. You know what I mean? It's up front where other, the forwards apart from, I'm not talking about Alfredo here, it's the other forwards who play in the forward positions are just not scoring enough goals for us. We went through a wee spell there where we banged in 14 goals in 3 games against teams we would have expected to beat anyway. And in that spell, they were starting to shoot from outside the box. You know, a few of the goals came from outside the box. Then after that spell, they kind of looked like they went back to crossing the ball into the box. Alfredo's no great in the air. You know, I mean, he now scored a couple with the head, but he's great in there, Alfredo. Alfredo's better with the ball at his feet, turning defenders, like we saw the other day. So,
see if we turned that round, Rudy, and we took Kent off the wing, and we took Candias off the wing, and put Morelos out right, Defoe in the middle, and Lafferty in the positions. Do you think we would create more chances in the box?
It's certainly worth a try, because I mean, Defoe's a penalty box player. He's a poacher. You know, that's what he's built his career on. And you can't tell me that Alfredo and Lafferty wouldn't bust a gut to get into the box as well, because the two of them are forwards. They want to score goals. It's certainly worth a try for me, because what we've seen recently, especially in the last 4 games for me, it's not worked, folks. It just hasn't worked. And it looks like teams have got sussed now. They know how to play against us. McInnes has come out and said that. He said, you know, we know who their best players are, basically. You know, mark them out the game, and that's it. Rangers are just, well, they're average. And he's probably right, and I hate to say that about my team, but he's probably got a good point, folks. So, you know, and the boys were saying Blue Star and Bridgman and that were saying earlier there a wee bit ago, we need to try something different. We can't keep doing the same thing all the time, because it's no... No, we were out of 2 cups. We're 10 points behind them now in the league. You know, the season's more or less gone, folks. And we know as well to try something a wee bit different, especially at Ibrox. You know, even if it is a 5-2.
Hold on, Bridge. I'm going to bring in Blue Shadow here, who's been waiting in the back.
Go on, Shadow Boy.
All right, what's how we doing tonight?
How we doing?
You're recovered from the weekend now, have we?
Well, some of us have.
Anyway, I mean, you guys have basically just been saying what I was thinking of coming on to say is the fact is we're playing 2 wingers in the front 3. Now, sometimes wingers do go on and make excellent strikers. Thierry Henry, perhaps being the most well known of those, he was a winger, went on to be a world class striker for most people. So yeah, that is an idea, but it's not working for us. These guys are in Candias and Kent are wingers. They're not going to get you any more than between 5 to 10 goals a season between them. Each. You know, that's all you're going to get for them. We need if you're going to play this system, you need strikers up front, guys that can score goals. And for me, what you were just saying there with changing the personnel and bringing in Lafferty and Defoe, I wouldn't perhaps go that way. I'd be looking at perhaps putting Crest on the right-hand side, putting Defoe in the middle, and Alfredo is, he started off as a left winger, so he's used to coming in. He's brilliant at driving in from that left-hand side, and their natural instinct will be to play more narrow and get into the box. And how often have we seen it where, you know, like Tavernier and Candias are virtually tripping out at each other, trying to get up in the opposition half of the pitch. So that'll create space on the outside, because you know, either when they come in, they'll suck the defenders in and leave space for the wing backs, or they can break out and they pull apart the central defenders because they can't help but it's a natural instinct to follow them, and that leaves room for midfielders that are breaking forward to get into the box as well. And I think we just don't ask the opposition enough questions for me, as well as the fact they're all sitting, you know, 2 banks of 5 in the middle of the field and then hoof it up the pitch and chase it. You know, it's worse than junior football for me. You know, some of these teams.
I mean, talking about one of the white players, I've seen the forums and quite a lot of people are writing after boy Jordan Jones before he even arrives. But when I've seen him playing for Kilmarnock, he's a good winger, mate, that also comes inside and he can take his chances, as we've found out to Barbero. I don't know if I would write that. A lot of people are saying he's no good enough for Rangers, but when you look at Morelos, how much he's improved in one season. I'd wait to see just how good this boy is when he gets under the training regime at Ibrox. I think he's a player that could push on before people start writing him off. Does anybody agree with that?
Absolutely. I totally agree with you, folks. He's our player now. We've got to give him a chance. And the guy's certainly got pace, there's no doubt about it. He's got a bit more skill than I thought he had, because I saw him when he was taking the mick out of Tavernier a bit at the end when he was grandstanding. So, yeah, he's got a bit of skill for me. I'd definitely give him a go.
I think Fox, if he pulls that blue jersey on, you've got to give the boy a chance. I'm not totally enamoured with signing, a player for Kelly, if I have to be perfectly honest about it. But look, I'm willing to give him a chance, and see if he hits the ground running and he starts scoring goals and creating chances, then, so you can ask if the boy really isn't it, and he'll get my full backing. Apparently we're looking at the boy Hasty as well, who's a winger too, so... Is this the way Steven Gerrard's thinking going forward? Because it looks like Kent might be on the way back. I don't think Candace will be there after the summer either. I think Candace will go. He's coming to the end of the contract, isn't he? I think he's getting to the age in Candace where he'll go.
The boy Hasty.
I think Jones would be a kind of natural replacement for Candace, because he's naturally right.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, I think so. And if Murphy comes back, well, then that's it. He loves playing on the left as well, and lets him roam across the front.
You've still got Murphy there. You've still got Gregster Bridge, haven't you? So
yeah, absolutely. I think we've got players there, but
coming in.
The boy Jones become Marnock.
One at a time, guys.
I have to say that the boy Jones become Marnock. I wasn't wanting to buy anybody, so we're getting him, shall we say, for nothing. I'm quite happy if he comes in and pulls a jersey on. I think you can see now that guy, the manager of Kilmarnock, doesn't even want him in the squad.
No,
right? It's just fading away now. So I think he's just getting it nice and slow. So when he gets to the end of the season, none of the players, none of the fans will be even thinking about Jordan Jones. And then he'll just be on sign for Rangers, and that's it done. That's what happened.
Blue, and you come, Blue.
I'm just reading some of the comments in the lobby. One of the guys has put Candace will be our new right back because they reckon Tav's off. Is that a possibility? He can play right back because he covers for Tav quite a lot.
It surprised me, Blue, if he goes to Brighton in the summer.
Me too. That's
absolutely, because as I told you last week, guys, Brighton definitely want him. That's a definite.
Can somebody fill us in a wee bit on that? Are we speaking about Brighton coming in and asking Rangers to sell them for tuppence, or are we talking a decent money? Or do we know?
You'll get a few million for him. They wouldn't let him go for anything less.
I think you'll go over 5 million for Tav. I know people will laugh, but I think outside the Rangers support, I've heard the boy Chris Houghton talking about him, and he really fancies him. Thinks he would suit the Premier League. Okay, but I mean, if you look at the boy, what do you call him, at Man United, they've turned into a fullback on the right hand side, the black fella, mate. He used to be a winger.
Oh, God, what's his name?
God, I know his name's just escaped me, but he can't defend.
Is he the captain now?
Aye, I think he's sometimes captain, mate.
Yeah.
But I think he'll do well, and I think we will not appreciate Tav enough, mate, until he leaves. And I hope we do. If he does leave, people are talking about 1.5 million. He's worth much more than that, mate.
He must be the fittest player in Scotland. He's hardly missed a minute.
I give you told, Fox, he's worth way more than 1.5, 2 million to me. As you said, 5 at least. Maybe even a wee bit more than that. To have somebody coming in and pay 1.5 million for him, that would just be laughable in my opinion. I mean, but
you hold on, Rudy.
We've been joined, I think, by Old Bear again. Evening, Old Bear, you back?
I'm back, aye. Played it on the phone now, I'm back again.
Hold on, hang it up and I'll phone you back, mate.
I don't know the number, it's her phone. My phone, I can't get through to you because it's blocked, you know what I mean?
Right, okay.
It doesn't matter. I'll
put me on the slot, mate.
Ashley Young's the guy you're looking for.
That's the name I was thinking of. Well done, Ball Bear. Anyway, Oxy's back. I can settle back into the background. Thank you, guys.
All right, sorry about that. That's something to deal with. Rudy, evening.
Evening, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right, mate.
Good.
But you're a fair judge, passionate judge, but a fair judge. And we asked the question earlier on, where are we? What's your thinking?
I think we're further ahead than we were last year. Maybe not as far ahead as what we would hope. I think, if I have to be honest, as far as the cups are concerned, and as it goes to league now as well, Ox, a wee bit disappointing. Well, the cups are definitely disappointing. I kind of thought even if we didn't win the league this season, we pushed them. I wanted to push them really closely just to see how they would react, because they haven't had that pressure.
Is it the bounce of the ball, mate? If you take their games against Dundee, who else was it? Kilmarnock, and Hearts. They were playing against 10 men in 2 of their games. Yeah, scored in the last minute, mate. Is it the bounce of the ball? That's 6 points there. Yeah,
that's right. You're right, Ox. But you look how many times this season we've blew it, and I sometimes think you make your own luck. I think we could have been right up there with them, Ox.
All right, fair enough, mate. Fair enough.
We're taking certain chances this season that went a begging, and certainly, there's been a load of. You just need to go back as far as the Hibs game. Couple of weeks back there, Ox.
Oh, if that had been a boxing match, mate, they'd have stopped it after 30 minutes, mate.
We could have been 3-4-0 up by half time. The game should have been done by half time. Yeah, we didn't.
I don't think we've recovered for that. And I'll ask you, then I'll ask Albert. I really don't.
No, I agree with you. But then I think it was Blue Star made the point since we come back for the winter break. We hadn't been great, all right, you had that wee 3-game run, we banged in 14 goals, but that was against teams we would have been expecting a few goals anyway.
So banged another 4 or 5 in against Hibs in the first half, mate.
Aye, yeah, there's a game, there was there, and we said, that was two games in quick succession for us, Ox, that were probably season-defining games, because in my opinion, and I think in a lot of people's opinion, we failed to beat them at Easter Road. That was the league gone that night for me. I just thought, that's it. The league's gone now. And we should have won that game. And then, quick succession, you've got the Aberdeen game in the Cup. And look how badly we played that night as well. And it's all about just taking your chances for me, Ox. You can blame referees all you want. We've had some atrocious refereeing against us. But look, mate, a referee doesn't stop you when you're in front of the goals and you totally fluff your chance. That's not the referee's fault, you know what I mean? That's down to
when the centre-half misses it and lets somebody run in, exactly, by your goalkeeper.
Exactly, yeah.
Or your goalkeeper comes running out his box when he should do.
5 yards outside.
Maybe Alan McGregor was a wee bit too pumped up. Maybe he's got to take a chill pill. Is that fair?
Definitely, because
absolutely, yeah.
Definitely.
I'll tell you, Alan McGregor's playing to the gallery at the moment, and he needs to settle down, by the way, because he's one of your rocks, know what I mean? So just calm down a bit, man, and stop playing to the gallery.
I agree with you, mate, especially, we all know we want players out there shouting at other players, etc., to do more, but as you say, the way he's been doing it lately, he's been way over the top.
I also think he's getting frustrated with what he's watching in front of him as well, though.
That's a good point.
No doubt.
What do you sit, Albert?
I'm in the rear govern.
All right, so you
near enough on the halfway line.
Oh, the deer seats. Hear that, Bridge? Somebody else in the deer seats.
Absolutely, bud. Absolutely.
Aye.
There are a few.
I not lead every start every season to get the ticket. Know what I mean? Anyway, can I answer the one of where are we?
Aye, on you.
See, the way I look at it, by the way, is we're bang on target, not an inch either way, bang on target. And I'll tell you my thinking behind it. 1986, Graham Souness took over the Rangers, as we all know. When Souness came in, he had the makings of a squad. He already had Durant, Derek Ferguson, McCoy and players like that, Stuart Monroe already in, and he only brought in 3 or 4 players at the beginning, and we were going to win the league. Right. This time, Stevie Gerrard came in, he's got the makings, he's built the squad now, he's got the bases of the squad, and he only needs 3, 4 or 5 players now to make it as a right good team. Now, with the winning this year, it would have been a bonus. It really would have been a bonus. With a sneak, we're hoping we're going to sneak a cup, let's be honest. And we could have won the league. And I still don't think the league's gone, by the way. Rudy, I'll make you a lamb curry if you just could tell me that the league's not gone.
You know how you get him, didn't you?
I've been listening to his food and all that. Well, my phone's full of slabbers right enough, but anyway.
Lamb curry. Madras.
I'm Rogan Josh. I'm Rogan Josh for me. Thank you very much.
That's a bit girly.
Oh, one of them as well.
Aye.
He must have a few quid, this old bear. He's talking lamb here. That's quite expensive, Rudy.
Not too bad, is it? He must have a few quid.
Your chicken rubbish.
No, upon a watch.
Nice one.
Fair comment. I mean, it's frustrating and it's went flat, quicker than we maybe.
Exactly the lamb.
Sorry, Rudy.
That's it, Ox. It's just went a bit flat and we're all doing and we're all pulling our hair out with what hair we've got left. But anyway, but overall, you've got to look at the big picture. What the guy come into, and I think he's doing a fantastic job. I mean, I hear all these people talking about, he's not very good, and they daft papers, they scummy papers. They're comparing him to ex-Rangers managers. He should be getting compared to his contemporaries, no ex-Rangers managers. He should be getting compared to Lennon and that Bampot at Hibs and that idiot down at Kilmarnock and people like that. No, I mean. But he's not as good. He's buying the same as Caixinha. He's buying the same as Martin. All this nonsense. It's garbage. It's just garbage talk. The guy's done an absolute fantastic job for where we started. Let's be honest here, because that squad last year we had was total mince. It was mince. By the way, he had a handful of players there, and I mean a handful of players to work with, and he's got to start from near enough scratch, and he's done a fantastic job, no doubt about it. He's made mistakes. He'll continue to make mistakes, but hey ho, who doesn't make mistakes in life? That's just the way it goes, isn't it?
It's easy to pick your team after the game, isn't it?
Oh, aye, we're all experts after the game. I mean, I come out the game. I mean, there we are. I come out on Saturday, and there's this guy standing with his wee boy, and he says, "Look at that, that's them go to the league now." And I'm going, "What are you talking about? We've just closed the gap." And he's like, "What? I mean, it's 27 points now. We just closed the bloody gap. What are you on about? We've lost the league." He went, but they're still to play. They want to stop horning them games. Let them play their games. Let them go and win their games or get beat. Stop conceding it. I don't concede nothing to them. Nothing. I wouldn't give them the steam off my you-know-what.
Yes, I picked that up. I picked that vibe up. Seeing back to the McGregor thing, I don't know if you noticed, Bridget, obviously you said you had a good view of it. What he's trying to tell them constantly is quicker.
Absolutely. I mean, there's something happens and they're not even bothered. So the Kilmarnock player picks the ball up and he's walking about with the ball when it's a Rangers free kick. Get the ball off him. Just get the ball off him. No matter what, punch him. Get the ball off him. Put it down and start playing again. Because that's all they were doing. And you know it. Everybody that was at that game could see it. Most assuredly, from the very, very first get-go, it was sit down, wait for the ball to come, take 5 paces, move back again because the referee tells you, right, we'll take another 5 paces up. And it was like 30 seconds to a minute for every bloody throw in. And that's what it felt like. And it was shocking. They wasted so much time.
It's deliberate.
Oh, absolutely. It's all about to bring down your any spirit you've got. Because they're walking across from one side to the other when a goalkeeper's going to take a goal kick and you're like, what is this? Isn't football. This is no football.
Bridge, here's an off the wall idea. Why would we just get an official timekeeper? The clock stops.
Yes, please.
Stop the clock.
I put a big clock up there every time the ball goes out. Stop the clock. And
well, you can't do it every time it goes out. You can't do that.
No, but that's
because we'll be there at 11 o'clock at night.
No. I'm trying to say to you, it won't matter then. There's still 90 minutes to play or whatever minutes there are. But as soon as they goes in for a throw in, you watch most teams that come to Ibrox and they'll take as much as they can, 30 seconds for a throw in and probably a minute for a goal kick. That's what happens every single time.
And then I agree with you.
That's just shocking. It really is just shocking. And what you were saying there, put an official timekeeper in, absolutely. And a big clock up in the stadium that says, there's what we've played, there's how much wasted time we've had. Done. And everybody will stop soon. They'll stop doing it. They'll stop wasting time.
Maybe Ibrox, we could maybe use the ball boys better.
Oh, some of the ball boys are shocking, just shocking. I love the what do they call it, ball rotation they have in the big cup games, European Championship,
Multi-ball.
I love that. I like the ball to come back in very quickly, so there's nobody got a chance of saying, I'll go and pick the ball up and it takes me 5 minutes to do that. Get the guys throwing the ball right to your feet, pick it up and take a throw in. Please.
Our ball boys are good-mannered boys. You watch them, they're good-mannered boys. I watched, as you have done, watched them at Parkhead when the Rangers player runs out to get a ball and they throw it away from him.
No get it.
I mean, you're sitting going, what's all that about?
Just hatred, pal. Just hatred.
No, but it's just annoying. You're sitting going, oh, come on.
I wouldn't like to see that job description, a ball boy at Parkhead. I don't know if I'd want you for that.
I know.
All right, you can lawyer to back you up, Ox, couldn't you?
You might be all right out in the park, but I don't know when you go back to Turtle.
I don't think it's ball boys will go up there anyway. I think it's midgets will get up there. I don't think they'll go ball boys up there.
And you're not going to see any negative stories about that team over the other side of the city at all in the papers. You'll see plenty of stories about them, but there'll be positive stories, little snippets. That's what it'll be.
Well, there's a good point. Why do you think that is? I'll tell you what theory is on that one as well, if you don't mind.
How many theories
you got?
How many theories you got?
Quite a few. Oh, I've got tons of them. I'm retired now. I've got tons of them, by the way.
Because I might want you back on tomorrow night. Carry on.
Tons of them. Some of them are man. Most of them are a lot of garbage. But anyway, here's another one. See when the media, right? You're talking about the media. No bridge goes on about the media. See when you hear the phrase, and you've heard it over the years, the fat lie will get the media up to Parkhead to have tea and custard creams. Remember that, carry on? Well, swap that tea and custard creams for brown envelopes. That's what's happening. They're getting fucking paid off. There's no doubt about it. It's corporate assassination on Rangers. Keep Rangers down, keep their name down. That's what that's all about. So I'm sitting laughing at it because I remember when Lywell took over the Scum, the first thing he said was, I've learned off of David Murray how to handle media. And that's what he's doing. He's got up there and it's passing out brown envelopes, and nobody's going to convince me any different. You've got your Jackson and all the other clowns up there, and you're getting it. Never a good story about Rangers. Even a good story gets spun in a bad way. Come on, that's intentional. That's an agenda. There's no doubt about that.
On the phone.
Anyway, that's my thought on it. Anyway.
All right.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Oh, don't you start on the media. No.
I think
it was only all Bear's theory because we've not heard him before.
But I think his theory's right.
No.
I think his theory's right. I think
you leave it alone. You'll make yourself ill.
I'm just trying to say that I agree with him. I think that Celtic have got quite a lot of good faith from.
I've just did a PM for Rudy there. He said he'd rather have the custard creams in the brown envelope.
No, you're absolutely right. They've bought all the favours. All the favours are there, and there's nothing for the Rangers. I said it last night. Absolutely nothing. It's just completely negative, and all they want to do is jump on us.
But the best way of getting them is to win football matches.
Yes, I know. We're trying our best. We're trying our best.
It becomes different.
Well, the best way to beat them is get bigger brown envelopes. That's how you beat them. Because you're not going to do it fair and square. I'm telling you right now, that's not happening. They're all sitting up waiting there waiting for the payoff. That's what they're waiting for. And unless we do it, unless we sort that out, allegedly.
Yes, allegedly. You can think that, but I can't possibly comment.
But anyway, you know what I'm saying? You've got to call it where you see it, you know what I mean? Sorry, I took us off track there. Sorry about that.
That's all right, mate.
Tell you what, though, see when the big American lawyers get involved, they'll be calling all the brown envelopes back in again, mate, once the big American guys get involved.
Oh, dear. I don't know what you're talking about, Rudy.
You do know what
Well, you said, Rudy, that's a good point. You see what Manchester City have been told today? Put money aside.
All bear.
Yeah.
What?
No yet. Maybe in a few weeks, but no yet.
All right, mate. Sorry, Woods.
Yeah. But you're right.
I've taken that off my blackboard here. That's off. I've took that away.
Keep that one. Put a circle in it.
I'll put a circle in it.
Right. He's got potential, this boy Bridge, isn't he? Bridge?
He's doing a Bridge, man.
Bridge doing a Bridge? Alberg, you mentioned four, maybe 5 players. We'll take it round the panel. Is that we all thinking roughly the same? What positions for you?
Centre half, centre midfield, playmaker, centre forward.
Is that
I'll tell you one thing, by the way. I watched Morelos is not going anywhere. I'm telling you right now, he's not going. Unless Rangers get the money they want, he's going nowhere, and that's a full stop. Rangers are in the position they don't need to sell the boy. They'd like to sell him for the right money. Don't get me wrong, and if it comes in, they will go. But in my mind, he's not going anywhere because these papers are trying to sell him for £8 million, £5 million, all that nonsense. No way, no chance. He's gone nowhere. In fact, I think Gerrard's thinking that he's sell, and I think he's going to build the team around him again.
All right, okay. I agree with most of what you've said, but I think we've got a problem in the left back position as well. Rudy, what's your thoughts? And then
I'm not going to go with the Barisic thing just now. I want to wait to see next season what we get out of Barisic. I'm hoping that he improves because there's a football player there, Ox, you know. And I know you don't think he's got the toughs for the Scottish League, but that remains to be seen for me. Wait till next season to see about that. We certainly need a playmaker in the middle of the park for me. Really do. We need a number 10 as well. I'm not going to say centre forward yet because I'm hoping Alfredo will stay come the summer. I doubt it, but I'm hoping he stays. So a playmaker, middle of the park, a really good number 10 for me, and a big monster a centre back. Somebody commanding full experience in his Bridgeman.
You're playing to the gallery now, Rudy. I never thought you'd do that.
6'5" Oxter.
Yes, left-footed.
So you would rather have a gorilla. What was his coin? The phrase that was used earlier on: a shaving gorilla.
Shaved gorilla. Shaved eight.
A shaved eight or Baresi in your team.
I'd rather have Baresi.
In
fact, actually, I'd rather have Maldini before Baresi, but I'd take Baresi.
Oh no, you can't say that. That's sacrilege. Baresi is the finest player ever.
I agree with you, Bridgeman. What a player that boy was.
Guys, if we don't sell Morelos and the money is tight, right? Then what's the say 3 positions if he was going to try and bring in decent players? What's the 3 most important? For me, you could still get by with our defence, but you would need a strong midfield. As I say, I keep saying the same thing. Your midfield is your engine room, and we don't have that at the moment.
No, I think we need a centre half, mate, because Golson's going to go. Sorry,
we need a centre half. Most assuredly.
The boy Worrell's going to go, and we're a bit short, you know.
I know that absolutely, but at the same time, what I'm saying is we've still got two players there that we did spend decent money on that are our own players. We all know because he's going to get Macaulay will be away as well, so there will be a centre half coming in. But we definitely need 2 or 3 in midfield. Our midfielders that we have are nowhere near strong enough. Nowhere near it.
Guys, we need to bring in a Terry Butcher type, a real good player who's a captain. You know, we could bring someone like Terry. Don't get me wrong. You're not going to get very many Terry Butchers, and that's for sure. You need to pay a lot of money for someone of that calibre. But something like that comes in as the finished article. International player here. There's your job. You bring the whole of that defence up. Make everybody work the way you want them to work. It's all your job on the park. You just do that. And Terry Butcher was wonderful at it. Just wonderful.
Yeah, but your midfield bridge, man. Go back to the same point again. How many games do we control from start to finish? We don't.
I think we don't. Look, we were starting to see a wee bit of Stephen Davis at the weekend there. You started to see him coming into the game, having a couple of shots. Very, very good stuff. Played quite well. I don't know whether you're going to get any more than one more season out of Stephen Davis. But, you know, you need somebody like him. And I agree with you. I think you need probably 2 good midfielders. 2 really good midfielders.
Anyway, we've been joined by the Global Ambassador. Mr. Global Ambassador banging about there. How are we doing?
Not bad. How are you?
All right, what's on your mind?
He's a talking about a Terry Butcher type, 6'5", centre half. These things are going to cost us money. Aye. You sell Morelos, because I don't think you're going to get any of the Dembele dollars that people would like to get for Morelos. I think we really are at 10 million max, I think you'd get from him. Because he's not scored goals against the teams that it really counts. He scored goals against the daddy teams. Strikers do that. Granted, he's improved. But I think if we've not got a serious investment, we need to sell Morelos to then invest in players, and we're also shopping on a certain market. I think you look at Goldson. I think Goldson's the best we're going to get, because to get any better, you're talking 5, 6, 7 million quid, and then even then, they're not the best of players. Yeah, it's just the markets we're looking in. He's looking in the English market. How is he know? I don't understand. He's went to the Balkans area and he's picked up 2 players, Barisic and Grezda, that played well against us. Was there really any in-depth research on these players? Because it was approximately 4 million for the 2 of them. So I think that has to be totally reviewed. And we need to win the league next year. I mean, this has been a total failure this season in regards to trophies and honours. We've got hee-haw. So a real big investment. I think we're shopping in the market that we can shop in. Unless we sell Morelos to fund, I don't know, who can you buy? If you get 10 million quid, how much you got to spend on players? We've seen he's spent 4 million on 2 players that haven't cut the mustard so far. They might do it next year. Hopefully they do it next year, because next year's a very important season for us. If there's no proper backing of money, if we can't sell Morelos for the exorbitant amount of money, i.e. the 20 million plus, we're in another up ship creek, as they say. I don't know how we move forward. We've got centre halves, we've got players that are playing for the team. We're on a certain wage level, and I think at the moment, until there's real investment, that's as far as we can go. It's pretty sad, pretty dire.
One of the hardest things about modern day football is getting people at your club.
Aye.
You know what I mean? There's a load of boys now that
I listened yesterday, Ox. I listened yesterday. Sorry, sorry to cut in there, mate. I was listening yesterday, and the guys were talking about all the players that are out on loan, that Big George, and it was a good show. There is only about one I would bring back and get a chance, and that is Doherty, because he seems to have excelled. He seems to have improved. It seems to have done well from.
I'm hearing good things about the boy Zach Rudden, mate. I'm hearing good things.
Aye. But he's still in the champ. We get rid of Morelos, you've got to be happy with Zach Rudden as a centre forward.
I don't know if he'll be ready,
you know what
mate.
I'm saying? No, that's what I'm saying. Whereas I think Doherty could come in and then improve again. Yeah, he has to come back up the road and improve again to win us a league title. There's no doubt about that. But as far as the other ones, Jason Holt, they guys, Rossa, he was done a couple of years ago. Graham Dorrans, I don't know about Jamie Murphy, but there's a lot of stragglers there. There's a lot of money we're not getting any benefit from that we're paying out week in, week out. It can be spent wisely if we can get rid of the players. Bring in 3 or 4 players on a decent wage. Surely, God, Gerrard's got connections. I find it bemusing why he brought when he brought Stephen Davis back, and he was saying at the time, you know, he was looking for that player. Was he thinking Stephen Davis was going to be that player to link up the midfield with the forward line now?
Can I ask
same again? It comes back to homework.
On you go, Fox.
See we're going to have the same amount of transfer budget next year. We know how important next year is for us. Would MD take the gamble where we go for 4 quality players on loan? I'm not talking about 18 and 19-year-olds.
No.
They're having the 25-man squads means there is good players out there. Our problem is signing them and paying them the wages. But what if we just sign them for the year, £2 million a player? Would you accept that?
If we had no other option, Fox, yes, but I don't think that is the option. I think the way that he spoke the last couple of games in his pressers, and the way that, as I said the other night, that Defoe has came out and said the Rangers fans should be excited with what's going to happen. They know, they've been told. You take it from me, Stevie G's been promised serious dough, and that's why he said he'll bring in 4, maybe 5 top quality players. Now, you don't get top quality players at £2 million.
I mean, you're doing wages, mate. That's what
yes,
I'm talking about. If you're paying them £40,000 a week for a season and they're real quality, is that no better than buying somebody at $3 million and then paying them $3 million wages there 4 years and taking a gamble?
Without a shadow of a doubt, Fox, you might be right. That's what I'm saying. If he's talking about 4 or 5 players top quality, they know they must push it next year. It's a must win. Al's right. The league's going to be won next year. He's only said if it's no. That's a fact. So you might be right. Maybe that is the way they're maybe thinking of going. If maybe Morelos isn't going to be sold, then you might be right, Fox. If he brings in 4 or 5 on loanies, they would have to be top notch, and then they would pay them the big wages. That's a viable option. Of course, it is.
What's your thinking about
that? I just need to go.
Right,
I just need to go, gentlemen. Take care. Thank you. All the best.
Cheers, big
guy.
What's your thinking?
No problem. Hi, Rudy.
Do you want me to come in there, Ox?
Aye, what's your thinking about Fox saying there? Is that one of your theories? Is that you go up on the board? Is that 44 theories?
We're down to about 12 now, but we're getting there. It's an option. There's no doubt about that. It's an option, but it's not buying a house, isn't it? Rent or buy, isn't it? So renting's no good because you're throwing money away. Buying's better if they work out. Fox is right. I mean, if they don't work out, you're now stuck with them paying your trumpets like that. Stuck on the wage bill and you can't get rid of them. You can't get them out the door.
As well, can
you? No comment. I don't want to get in there. She's floating about somewhere.
Might hear you. You any comment on that, Rudy?
No, I'm saying nothing.
No, I wasn't talking about their wives. I was talking about Fox's theory.
I think it's one of the... I don't know. Look, see, we went down that route. You know, the suggestion that Fox has made. If we went down that route for next season and it came off and we got, say 4 real top quality players, and as Fox was saying, you're paying them 40 grand a week. They come in, they do the business for you, and at the end of the season, you're lifting that league title. Then it's neither here nor there. Then it's worked. But then, what do you do the season after that? Do you do the same thing again, or do you have to start building again? You know, so it's.
But we're always going to have that amount of money with the season tickets and that we sell.
I'm not arguing with Fox. For me, look, Fox. See, we went down that route, and by the end of the season, we brought say 4 or 5 really top quality loans in, and we lifted the league title. Do you honestly think I would care? Do you know what I mean?
Look, the mother theory behind that is we've got a good young bunch of young boys that are just too young now. And for a couple of seasons, rather than just taking gambles on players with, as I say, long-term contracts, you rent, as Albert says, rent them for a year. By this time, these young boys in the under-20s are all around about a decent age. They'll be physically grown and give us more options. As Rudy says there, we've took gambles on quality, what we thought was quality, on long-term contracts that haven't worked out. The other thing that's good about it is there's always a chance if even one of them, is coming to the end of his contract at the end of the next season, you've got a wee chance of signing them, you know?
Yeah.
All right, Bridge, you come in then and we'll just change it sort of slightly, but on the same theme. Bridge?
Yeah.
Your thoughts on, we'll call it Fox's theory?
Yeah, well, I think Fox has said this before. Look, it's what do you call it? It's like Hobbs' choice, really, isn't it? You can go one way or you can go the other. My personal favour is to go and buy and buy within your means. I agree 100% with what Fox is saying. It's a good theory. You're only paying basically the wages that you would be paying for a transfer anyway, to all intents and purposes. But I would prefer to buy the players. I don't think we will get any top quality players in. I don't think I don't think we're going to get that. We may have to bring players in and build them up to be top quality, like what happened with, what do you call him, with Morelos. You know, got a top quality centre forward there. I think that's the only way forward for us. That's just my thoughts, and I'd like to own the players. I think there's a rumour going around.
That's a fair comment, Bridge. All bear. Foxy's theory. I mean, the plus side is if you get somebody in for a year and they're stinking, you can get rid of them quite quickly.
That's
the downside is if they set the header on fire, you might not get them.
I'm thinking it the other way. I'm thinking it this way. Think it just sheerly in money. Either rent an £18 million player or buy a £2 million player. That's what you're talking about. Now, Fox is right. For us to get an £18 million player, it's a rent. We're going to rent them. We can't buy them. And if you want to increase the standard of your team, it's going to be rent.
Is that your thinking, Fox?
As indeed, mate. I mean, would does £3 million buy you? A gamble. That's what it buys you. A gamble, and you're definitely not buying quality. 3 million this year will be a £4 million player next year, and the year after that a £5 million player. That's the way the prices are moving in the transfer market. I think I like the comment of renting, and that's what we should be doing, renting quality. Even the Tims have started doing it, mate. They've brought in Weah and people like that, but they've done it. They've also brought in quality. Like the boy for Leicester, mate, is a good centre half, but they've got him in loan and paying him the wages. That's the way to go, I think, for us.
Fox, you're maybe bang on there, mate. You brought up a great point tonight. You've maybe had it bang on. If he's virtually telling the fans, which he has done the last few games, he's guaranteeing us 4 or 5. He even mentioned 6 or 7, but they'll be real quality players. That would take extortionate money in our sense. So we don't think we've got that extortionate money unless there was some big, massive benefactor coming in. So you've maybe hit the nail on the head. They're going to crash it with the likes of bringing in real quality players and, as we call it, renting them on loan. He knows then if he wins things, he's got time in his side then to go and bring in the so-called younger guys that we have got. So that might be the way that he's exactly thinking.
It's a problem we've don't got, Albert. But we're still carrying some amount of baggage from previous regimes. Now there's rights and wrongs and everything. They've got Lee Wallace, Herrera, maybe Rossiter. And if you just take their wages, what have you got there? Maybe £50,000 a week you're out the door?
At least.
You know? And that's
the
a lot
problem
of
with that is,
football.
But the problem with that is also the clowning of managers we had putting them on these contracts. We never had Mark Allen in place to say, hold on a minute, you're not getting that. No chance you're getting that. You know what I mean? So we're putting people on 5-year contracts. Bang that, we hope on it. Bang average players and you're sticking a 5-year contract in front of him. Of course he's going to sign it. And you're sitting saying to yourself, hold on a minute.
Can't blame him.
Oh, no, I don't blame Holt for I don't blame any of the players for signing it. I blame the management for actually offering them it. So they've got. I mean, I remember Rodgers and Yoddy as well. It kept going on about we need to add value to the club. We need to add value to the club. I'm looking at some of the players he's bought, and I'm going, I don't see value in you. I don't see you're ever going to be of any value. But they're a 5-year contract anyway. That's madness. Total and utter madness. Now we're left with that legacy. How do we get rid of it? Now there lies a dilemma. That's just a dilemma.
As time goes, it evolves. I mean, contracts come to an end. Oh, somebody coming on.
Say that again.
Somebody's phone.
It's not mine.
As time goes by, all people's contracts they come to an end. I think. Many Fox, you might know better than me. Lee Wallace is up this year. Cadiz next year. I think Tavernier, Holt, and Halliday's contract are up.
Dodo.
The thing is, there's people now at Ibrox, mate, who aren't producing for us that are probably on near enough £10,000 to £15,000 a week anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can get rid of maybe 3 of them, you can afford a decent quality player's wages to bring in.
And who would you say that was, Fox?
Well, I don't know. I would say once Morelos and Tav get rises there, mate, there was a few other players signed. I don't think Goldson will be on anything less than 10 to 15 grand a week. So I don't know. I think there'll be a few of them, mate.
Obviously, I don't know what the players are on, but I know one thing.
I'd bet the first team pool, there's very few of them less than 8 grand a week, mate.
Well, I would suggest that our centre halves that we've seen, even the loan players, aren't worth any more than 6 to 8 grand a week. There's no way we should be paying the way they're playing. No, I'm sorry. No way. No, absolutely no way.
You don't think Goldson come up here, mate, for 6 grand a week, do you?
No. I'm not saying. I'm not saying what he got when he came up. I don't know what he was on. Remember, he came up when he's just recovered from illness and so on and so forth. So he may have come up for a lesser salary, but he's probably had a rise since then. But I still don't think he's worth the way I'm seeing him at the moment playing. I think he's a good addition to our squad. But there's no way to see worth £14,000-15,000 a week.
Have we not got a £20 million wage bill, mate? Is that not what they're stating?
I've said this before. I've got absolutely no idea how much a wage bill we've got. I'm only going by what I see on the park, and you compare that to some of the salaries that people are getting. There's not very many people that are worth £14,000 or £15,000 a week. I would say Morelos is well worth. If he's on 14,000, is well worth it.
He'll be 20 plus, mate.
Well, I'm saying if he's on 14,000, 15,000, he's well worth it, and he's worth more because he's producing the goods. Young Kent, I don't know what he's on. He's probably on tuppence because he's on loan. Most of his salary is getting paid by Liverpool, but he's worth a lot of money. I think I saw a rumour. I think some of the boys mentioned it tonight. Rangers are reportedly in for him for about £4 million. So it'll be worth whatever money a salary comes with a £4 million player.
I'm going to put it out there. I wouldn't sign Kent.
We're going in.
I wouldn't sign
The reason?
He's had a couple of good games. I think he's very hot and cold, and I just don't know if he's going to be as good as we think he's going to be. He's no kicked on for me.
I think the trouble with wingers, but the trouble with wingers is you can't build a team around wingers. You never could, and you never will. They're hot and cold. You never know what you're going to get. You've seen it over the years yourselves. But they get you your seat and they're absolutely brilliant. But seeing their crap, you're sitting going, okay, I'm to whatever. No, I mean, so wingers you can't build a team around. You've got to build the core of your team down the centre of the park, as has been said on this forum many a time.
Many times, absolutely.
Many a time.
I'm just saying. I mean, I have been round before with the Euro 1986.
Goldson, Arfield and Jack and a few others will all be on at least 10 grand. They've not come up here for less than 10 grand a week. Not a chance. No coming for English football. Not a chance.
As far as Kent's concerned, Docs, I still think I'd like to see the boy back again next season because I think there's a player there. I just think what's happened since the winter closed down of the league, I don't know. The whole team seems to have been affected for some reason, and Kent's been a part of that. Don't get me wrong. He has had some exceptional games, in my opinion. Maybe not anywhere near as many as I would have liked to have seen off him. But I think the boy's got real talent. I really do. And I think in a good Rangers side, with better players in the midfield, I think you'd see a better Ryan Kent as well. He's certainly one of the players I'd like to bring back on loan again next season.
I agree, Rudy. It would be great, Rudy, if he could add a couple of goals to his game. He's a wonderful player, great wee player, and he's starting to take a lot of abuse. Some of the teams that we're playing are heavy on him, very heavy on him, and you can see him. Sometimes he gets in there and they just pump him, bang, and he's down and he can't hardly go up. Take him a minute to go up.
I liked him on Saturday there, buddy. A bit back there on Saturday. I went like that.
Yes, indeed. I think sooner or later you're going to do that. The big problem is in Scotland, he's playing for Rangers. Great chance if he bites back a wee bit, he's going to get a red card because that's just what they would do to a Rangers player. They would just give him a red card. So that's the habit is there. The habit's there. Sorry, pal.
Sorry, Rudy.
You're all right, man. I was just saying, against Aberdeen, every time the boy got on the ball, he had 3 players round about him.
Absolutely.
And this Clark's talked about that, haven't they? They know how to stop Rangers playing, and it's stopping guys like Morelos, it's stopping Ryan.
Anyway, Rudy,
All right.
Keep the thoughts.
All right, mate. Okay.
Keep the thoughts. Albert, you keep your theories, because we'll need them, because we've not got a lot of football to talk about in the next...
I've got tons. I want to talk about VAR the next time. I want to talk about Vardy and referees and everything. I've got theories on all that lot, I know.
I'm looking forward to this. You know, Blue Star.
Yep.
You better get yourself back on here tomorrow night, Alger.
I'll be on tomorrow night. I'll batter a few subjects out for you.
Good man.
There we go.
That's what
anyway, Bridgeman, I can't believe it's that time in the evening.
Yeah, it is indeed. Oh, can I just say, what a fantastic evening of discussions. Really good discussions as well. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Marvellous. I'm starting to cheer up after a depression at the weekend. So can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly Rangers fans here on Rangers Radio, every single one of us, please, please, please keep it going for the Rangers. Keep it going.
Yep. Can I thank yourself, Bridge, Fox, Rudy, Blue Star, Big Al. I think Blue Shadow was trying again. I don't know if he was in when I was off, but Blue Shadow for trying again. But I'd like to also thank a special shout out to Albert for coming and joining us tonight. Absolute pleasure. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11 talking of all things Rangers. Take it away, Fox.